Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the internet and welcome to my channel. It's me, Odio, and I'm here today to do a review of Sonic 3 for you. Yes, the trilogy ending is here. I love these Sonic movies. So pumped to get into the third one here. Woohoo! So, Sonic is back. I am pretty old. I've been a fan of the Blue Blur ever since he came out on Sega way back in the day. Sega Genesis. Sonic 2, they introduced Tails, and we get Sonic and Knuckles, and we get Shadow. And oh my goodness, for Sonic 3, we're going to get all of them in this movie too. Woohoo! It's nothing but awesomeness. This movie is just a blast of fun. You get a great story. You get amazing voice acting. Oh, let's get into what kind of goes on here. So yeah, the whole gang is back. Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles are all hanging out with the humans, Matthew Marsden and them at the house. And they're having like a race. They're having a little party for Sonic. You get to see Sonic's old place that he lived in the first movie. It's pretty cool. Some fun little callbacks and things because Robotnik and everyone's defeated, right? So they're just sort of living in peace. Oh no, they're not. Of course, things start to happen. Villains come back and it looks like Robotnik has returned to attack Sonic and them. But how could this have happened? We end up finding out from Robotnik's assistant, who's very fun in this, that Robotnik is not back. He's like fat, out of shape, sitting in his giant crab doing nothing. By the way, cool robots in this. There's a giant crab you get to see quite a few times. I really like that one. And there are they resemble from the game to a lot of the silly contraptions that Robotnik used to have. But anyway, he's sitting there on his butt. So it's not him, but they were definitely getting attacked by Robotnik machines. So Sonic actually kind of teams up with Robotnik to get this one going, which is very interesting. I love that look of it, of them going together to do stuff. It was different. So anyway, Sonic and Robotnik and Tails and Knuckles all go on this little adventure, and they end up realizing that Shadow the Hedgehog is here, and he can teleport. He's like a dark version of Sonic. He's voiced by Keanu Reeves expertly. You know it's Keanu, but it sounds great. It's a lot of fun hearing him deliver those lines. And Shadow's like a real villain. You're really scared of him. And you end up seeing, which you've probably already seen in the trailer, we get two Jim Carreys, because it's Robotnik's grandfather. And he's playing him side by side like the Nutty Professor. It's really good. Like, I really enjoyed it. I'm not always a fan of one actor playing multiple roles, but it really works here. And Jim Carrey is really funny. It's nice to see him back at a retirement. I know he came back for the money, but he does great in this. He's really on form. He could tell he's having a blast. He's using some of the same jokes over and over again, and some of them shouldn't land, but they totally do. You just can't help but smile at Jim Carrey's performance in this one. It's great. He elevates the movie. It's a really good time. Having an eccentric villain like him in it really adds to it. And then we're adding in Shadow the Hedgehog, played by Keanu Reeves. Like I said, he's a dark, mysterious kind of villain. He gets on thought. He's trying to seek revenge for something that's happened to him in his past and whatever. And he ends up having some pretty epic fights with Sonic. He gets some really cool scenes. He gets some nice character development too. I think he has more lines in this than he has in the John Wick series because he has to talk quite a bit, but really, really, really good performance. Loved seeing Shadow. It's the natural progression to bring him in after everybody else. And him and Knuckles are both very kind of like serious. And they're with eccentric like Sonic by Ben Schwartz and Jim Carrey. So they sort of balance out the people who they're with. But you get a really fun story here. Obviously, with that many characters, there's not a lot for the humans to do, but they do find a little thing for them to do at one part, and they kind of make the government look like jerks at another part, which is kind of cool. You get a little backstory in there. It's interesting and fun to see, but you know, the main course here is Sonic. And Ben Schwartz is back voicing Sonic, and I gotta say, he is nailing it at this point. He's great. He feels familiar. When you hear him talk and what he's doing, you're like, this is the same Sonic from the other two movies. He does a great job. It's so fun, and his inflection on some of the things, it really makes you believe he's like a teenage blue-haired hedgehog Sonic that can run super fast. He does fantastic. Tails does a great job too. Idris Elba as Knuckles is great in all of them, and he's great in this one too. I love his deadpan, serious humor lines. They really make you smile, and he's got a great contrast with Sonic. And like I said, we got Shadow coming in. He's also pretty serious. They get some really cool fight scenes with all of them going at it on the screen together. Of course, you know, Shadow can hold his own against all of them, it looks like, at one point, right? So really cool to see that. It's honestly, it's a lot of fun. All their scenes together are great. And anyway, by the end of it, the whole story coalesces where all the characters are going to be on screen for one big giant, final battle. It's great. All the fighting lands. The animation looks solid. The action looks great. It's a lot of fun. You're going to be smiling through the whole end of the movie. Jim Carrey's Robotnik, him and his grandfather get more eccentric as you go. They get a nice big finale at the end. He gets a nice send-off line. Sonic and them get a nice ending to the trilogy. Overall, pretty much everything works. I mean, it's not, it's not going to win every award for movie of the year or anything, but definitely a lot of fun. Great way to end this trilogy. I loved it. I would recommend this to anybody. I'm going to be giving Sonic 3 an 8.5 out of 10 on the odometer. It's fun, great animation, really great story, and so many jokes that just land, and a great way to end the trilogy. If you've seen the other two movies, this is a respectable, great ending to it, and makes it all worth it. So you can start at one and go all the way to the third one. And I always think back, when they originally were going to do this, they had that horrible Sonic design that everyone hated, and the fans kind of revolted against it, like, we don't want this Sonic, we want them to fix it. And they went back and fixed it, and look at this. Here we are years later. You've completed a trilogy, and it's been pretty successful. Anyway, this has been a great movie. I recommend everyone go have a look at the theater. You'll really have a good time. But thanks so much for your time. Really appreciate that. Please like, share, and subscribe to the video. And remember, everybody, stay out of trouble.